Two of the guys, one of them had really slippery shoes. But it's the smallest things are the best moments. Yeah. We're out here doing this, like, it's not going to be typical. Oh, we're good. The problem with it is money, because it's expensive. From what I have been taught, it's mostly about money.
Welcome back to the Lindley Listen. We are on top of the world here. Me and Mattea Campanella. I said that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You've known
cool.
me for years.
Yeah.
Why do you question?
This is the second podcast we're doing. I think you're the first returner, other than Cody and Dylan. But Cody, technically Cody, but that's episode 0. We don't talk about that. That's voided.
He doesn't talk about it.
And Dylan's part of the team here, so it doesn't really count either. So you're the first guest then that's like officially come back for a second round.
Well, I am leaving in 2 months, so.
Yeah, so true. Dirt bike out of nowhere.
Oh, there's another one.
All right, well, that was cool.
Yeah.
I would love to go dirt biking. That'd be fun.
Oh, I really want to learn.
If only I had a spare $2,000. Yo, if you're watching this, please just send me $2,000 so I can have fun.
No, I second that.
Okay, yeah, but you're moving though. You're almost done with college, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Bittersweet.
Yes. I am excited to leave Moscow because, like, I can do something different. I'm going to miss doing things like this or people. But I'm excited to get out of the house I'm living in just because it's, like, my college house, not home. Like, it could be. But, yeah, I'm excited to go home, even for a few months.
They took a double take. I just saw them, their helmets, They were looking at us.
They're like, wait, what are they doing? They probably don't see this ever.
No, absolutely
This is the
not.
one thing.
This is the first time they've ever seen. They're going home being like, there was people podcasting up there.
Yeah, this is something they probably have never seen up here before.
Here they come. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I graduate.
Yeah.
I have 43 days.
Whoa, wow. That's like super soon.
Well, that's the funny part is graduation is December 7th. The week before finals week. Or the weekend before finals week, which is really weird. But, So I have a final after graduation. I have to go
crazy.
take.
All right.
I'm like, okay.
Well, once you have the paper, can you just fail?
Well, the paper I get 8 weeks after in the mail.
Oh, crazy. Okay, yeah. So you better... Yeah, you got to show up to the test then.
Yeah, I'm not going to fail it.
But no.
It's not even a film class, which is really funny. It's like crime and media class, which is really fun. But
Are you like a criminology minor?
Nope.
Why are you in a crime class?
Because the film department has, like, how to explain this? My degree out is only like 48 credits, which is small compared to other ones. And it was one that covered my electives, but also, what did they call them? It was an extra class I had to take. It covered a credit that there was no other classes for me this semester.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Coming near to the end of college. That's crazy. That's like a whole new chapter of life. Ending, I guess, or rather, and beginning, right?
Yeah, and it's a semester earlier than I thought, which is why it was been a very hard adjustment.
One step closer to death, one step closer to heaven. Amen.
That's every day, though.
Yeah, so true, so true. Thank the Lord every day I wake up. Amen.
This is one more, this is 2 months closer to no job, is what it really is.
Where do you want to work?
I have no idea. I'm looking at creative agencies because I want to do creative things, but the industry is shrinking right now. And so there's not a whole lot I can do.
What's making it shrink?
So about 10 years ago, they introduced streaming. And I'm like, this is going to be so good. It wasn't. It hasn't done what they'd hoped because a lot of money comes from theatrical releases and the money they get back from tickets.
Yeah.
Because my understanding, this isn't necessarily like the truth of it, but the streaming services get most of the money because it's them that's getting paid to watch things.
To give the service, yeah.
And so people, as my professor put it, like people who've had jobs for 15 years are being let go, and that hasn't been happening.
Hell.
And so it's kind of It sucks. It's more of a competitive market than it used to be.
So I guess you're just hoping God takes you somewhere?
Yeah, I think he's got stuff planned for me. I've talked to him a little bit and heard stuff, but I just don't understand any of it, which is totally fine. It'll be revealed in time as it's supposed to. But
Yeah.
no idea. I know I need to go home for a few months at least and figure out what I'm doing. I know there's stuff that I want to do, like my own work, but I don't know if that'll be in a job. Because I'll probably do it on the side, if anything.
Yeah. Cool. Well, looking back at this chapter of life, which is college, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what's... No? Bad? Good?
No, it's just, I thought about, especially this semester, because I've been looking back and everything, and trying to figure out, like, at Califia we do the senior sharing, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to share with that. And just looking back at my freshman self and being like, you were so naive. So naive and innocent. Like, just with anything. It's very funny to be like, I would slap you around right now and be like, listen to yourself. Listen to God. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's very funny.
So, I don't know, like, what's your favorite memory? Wow.
That's difficult. There's so much stuff.
4 years. Has it been 4 years?
3.5. It'll be 3.5. I've been in college, yeah.
Oh, crazy.
But we graduated 3? Yeah.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
I mean, it's about to be 2025.
I feel old. The fact that I have to wear knee tape, compression socks, and shoe inserts for marching band, it cracks me up, as I didn't used to be that way. But I also get injured a lot, so I have kind of caused that.
By the time this episode comes out, the election will have happened.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You're saying
wow, that's
it
so
not
fascinating.
happening, so.
No, yeah, that's true. That's definitely... I'm like 40% sure that it's not going to happen.
I still will, but does it mean it's going to be smooth? Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
I don't expect anything to be smooth now.
Yeah. Man,
Sure.
I'm kind of... It'd be nice to go back up to Post Falls, though. Not to dox you.
Yeah, I want to go back up for a bit.
You think you're going to join like a church group or anything?
I already have a church up there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, now I know what church I'm
Can I
going
ask
back to. Lake City Church in Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, Pastor Mitch is the head pastor now.
Mitch.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just like the name Mitch.
He was associate pastor, and he joined a couple years ago when my parents and I were still there. Or actually, I think it's been at least 5 years, if not longer. It's been a while. But I wasn't there in person, but I saw that he got made the head pastor. I was like, cool, I like this dude.
Rad.
I'm excited.
Yeah, good stuff. Do they have like a little Bible group or anything?
Oh, they have. It's a lot like Venture.
That was it, by the way.
Wow, we could have just died. Did that pick up the mics, you think?
I don't know.
That's funny, though. That's the sound. Yeah, I love that.
Crazy. All right, yeah. It's just a compression time bomb just ticking away.
It kills us. It kills us.
Yo! Is that a hoof footprint?
I think so. I noticed them earlier.
That's cool. Is that a moose or a deer? What is that? I don't know. I'm a city boy. It looks bigger than a deer's.
It looks like a deer.
That's a big deer.
It looks like a one.
I've
See,
shot a deer.
I would expect that to be bigger for a
Small
moose.
little hooves.
There was a park in Post Falls that always would get them, and he'd be like, "Oh, avoid Kiwanis because there's a moose in there again."
I think we talked about this in the last podcast episode. I was telling you
We
about
did.
Sterling when he went to...
Yeah, because I didn't know that.
Yep. You saying there's, like, kid prints next to the big prints? Bro's examining.
I'm examining. Shut up.
Now I have the sound of music in my head. Doe, a female deer.
A what?
Have you ever seen Sound of Music?
No.
Oh, that's actually a good one. Really?
I don't know what that is. No idea.
It's a movie.
Oh, cool. All right.
I forget her name. A very popular actress, but I can't remember who it is at the moment. But you asked me about my favorite memories. I have a lot of different favorite ones. When I was still a music major my freshman year after the Christmas concert, I went with all percussionists except for my friend Sawyer, and we all went in someone's car to Sonic. I didn't really know them very well at this point, but I knew who they were. I was trying to befriend them because these are cool people. But there's an ensemble I'm part of now. It's called DDD, and they pulled up the YouTube video of their performance that semester, and I sat in the back middle, and all of them performed it in the car for me.
Whoa.
And it was late. It was so much fun though. And then that night, the guy who was driving backed into the LLCs, like that little spot between, not all the way, but enough to let someone out, and then just went on like, huh? And then he backed into, was now the Republic on Main. I'm like, okay, wild experience for a freshman.
That's fun.
With
Yeah, they're just showing you the ropes.
Yeah, with guys I've barely met.
No rules in college. Just doing whatever does.
Yeah, I keep seeing these videos that are like, I'm old now. I like going to murder mystery parties with my friends. And I'm like
Yeah.
into making soup. And I'm like, I've already done these things. I don't like to go and party like as much.
Yeah, it's fun to be an adult.
The fact that the world is our oyster, kind of scary.
Isn't it awesome?
It is, but it's also scary.
Especially with Christ, because if you have Christ,
Yeah.
nobody can be against us, you know? I was just reading that. I forget what verse that is. Or in what book. Yeah. Might be in... That's New Testament for sure. That's Paul or something. Romans 8?
8:31. Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
I got it. Cool. I was just reading Romans 8. Anyways, Romans is super cool. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Like, washing a carpet. I had so much fun doing that.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Like, right after, it was like, wow, this is the greatest thing I've ever experienced. My carpet's clean, and I'm happy now. And it was just, it was nice. It was nice until it's dirty again, but, you know.
Mine was in my house, because we have AC and stuff, there's the vent that like takes in air. But it was dusty, and my parents were like, that's a fire hazard. So I cleaned it, and I was like, I feel very adult now.
Yeah, nice. Then you feel good after doing it. You feel like you did something.
Yeah, I gotta do it again. That was a long time ago. But I'm also like, I'm almost out of here. I'm almost out of here. Yeah.
Do you want to leave?
I think I need a break from, like, if I stayed in Moscow, I think I would struggle more because I still want to be doing the things I'm doing now, but I can't because I'm not a student. Like, Chi Alpha stuff I can still do in church and everything and brunch, but, like, my schedule would be different. I'd be working a job.
Yeah.
Or if I go home for a bit and have that detach, I can make, if I come back down at some point, if I do or I just go somewhere else, it'll be a new beginning rather than, oh, I just graduated college and I'm staying here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. You don't want to go into, like, the Chi Alpha internship or anything?
I've never felt called to it. I have looked at doing an AG missionary style one, like it not through Chi Alpha, because I met someone who was doing that in Indonesia. But there's just something here that he's got in store that I don't 100% understand yet. Because all I've been told is tell their story so you can tell mine. And I'm just like, what do you mean by that?
Wait, what? What do you mean?
A couple of times, and I've actually, like, argued with God over this. And it's funny, because it happened during Chi Alpha in church. I'd be like, what do you want me to do? And I would tell their story. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And go, so you can tell mine. I'm like, that doesn't help me. And every time at Chi Alpha, I stayed in the back because I like to move, walk around. But I'd be like, what do you mean? And the room would get louder. And then I'm like, what do you mean? And the room would get louder again. And I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean? So I have no idea. But it was just funny. Even if it was just a coincidence, it was really funny.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Huh. So, yeah, up in Post Falls then, what do you think that means? Where do you think that's...
No idea. I don't know if it's going to lead to a job like what I'm expecting or my parents are expecting. I don't really think they have any expectations other than me finding a job because this is new territory. In my family now, because my brother's studying IT, will have the least secure job market because mine is all over the place. And unless I do corporate completely, but we'll see what happens there.
Go corporate.
Well, if I do that, it means that I could do my own stuff on the side and have the funds to do those things. So, I mean, it works either way.
What is corporate in the film industry?
Like marketing.
Okay, yeah.
I would say for me, it means not doing as much studio work or like production company work. So I'm not sitting in an editing bay working on a film. I'm not doing, like, I'm not part of a production company that's being hired to do a film or a wedding or something. It's specifically in a company.
Is that not all at risk of, like, AI taking over?
I don't think
job.
AI is as reliable as it's being introduced. But I was talking about this with some film friends, and there's just an aspect of entertainment, and AI can't get the humanity part. Like, you could read a script, and, like, that's totally AI. But if you read a script, I mean, edited by a human, it's a little bit better. But there's some scripts written by people that you just can't. like there's humanity in it. You can see it. You can feel it. So I don't think I can really take over the entertainment industry as much as we think it could.
Yeah, or at least 100%.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's
I
just
hope
an
not.
element. I'm so tired of technology being everywhere.
It'll only be more
I
everywhere as we get
know.
older.
The fact that we couldn't fly planes when Windows crashed. What are we doing? Do you remember that?
Wait, what?
There were planes that couldn't fly out. There were like luggage got messed up because computer stuff went down a while back.
Like recently, while back, or like early
this-
2000s, while back?
No, like this year. Can you look this up, John? I think it was Windows, but computer system crash that led airports screwed up. Because I was like, oh, I think it was Windows.
I mean, I'm sure it's Windows. Windows is like the most widely used
Yeah.
computer software, basic computer software.
When was this?
Or
During
is that?
it was
Operating
this year.
system.
I think it was this summer or like spring. I would say look up U.S. airline crashes or U.S. airline stopped due to computers down or something, like a widespread.
We have service out here.
Moscow Mountain has service.
Oh, cool. All right,
That's the one place that I'm like, if we ever get stuck up here, luckily we have service.
dude. Sorry, I don't. Do you
Mm.
like being called dude?
I call people dude.
Okay, all right, cool, dude.
I call people dude.
My mom's coming down this Sunday.
That was last year. Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped for that.
I don't think we're doing brunch. We could do
No,
something at the
I
Beehive.
texted Asher like, "Yo, can I take my mom?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm gone, dude." I'm like, dang it, that would have been so
He's
funny."
not in town.
The same way I brought Jeremiah in, and ever since then, everybody's like, "Are you bringing Jeremiah?" And I'm like, "No, it'd be the same thing." It's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden, that'd be perfect though.
I can talk to my roommates who might be able to do something at the Beehive.
I mean, if you guys are doing something, let me know. But otherwise, I'm
We
just
don't
gonna
have
be
any
hanging out with my
plans,
mom.
but it's weird to me not have to have brunch after church.
Yeah, it's kind of a
It-
tradition now.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to not
It's-
happen just because Asher's not hosting.
Yeah, I hadn't planned anything yet. I've been trying to get through the week.
Yeah.
It's one day at a time. Legitimately just one day at a time. Trying to get my homework done for the next day.
This week's been crazy. It's been fun. Time's been moving by so fast.
The older we get, the faster it feels.
Yeah. Especially the few years after high school for me, it went by so slow.
I feel like
For me, it hit like a wall.
this year I feel like I've enjoyed more. It's been my favorite year so far. Like this kind of spring. but
Good.
This summer to now, I
Ending
think is
on a
my
win.
favorite part. Yeah, my mental health was like, you can't keep up with schoolwork, and I'm like, I'm trying. We're gonna get through it. But yeah, I think this is my favorite one because last year was medically losing my mind. So this year I actually got to enjoy.
What was your least favorite class?
Ooh.
And why?
Honestly, my English classes I took when I was an English major for one semester.
Really?
We did a Gatsby unit at some point. We read the book and watched the movie. I got so excited for the movie and for the book. I was like, I'm so bored. I love reading, but I did not want to discuss the book because I could discuss images and sounds on a screen way better than I ever could a book. Because I grew up watching movies. But that's when I was like, I should reconsider what I'm doing right now.
I don't read as much as I should, but anytime I do read, I'm fully in it. I love it. It's so fun when I'm actually doing it.
I will finish a book if I enjoy it. If I don't enjoy a book,
Yeah.
it'll, like, I started a book in January or February, and I just finished it. It was good. It was free, so that's why I read it. But it was not as good as I was hoping.
What was it? It was that bad, eh?
No, I try to remember the middle word is something brightness. It's about it took place in the future, and basically the land is falling apart, like the water's eroding everything.
Oh, so just climate change then?
Yep, basically.
What do you think about climate change?
I need to do more research because all the stuff I have thought in the past is way outdated. Because, sometimes my grandpa would read things and I'm like, I don't think that's quite true, but okay. Yeah, I'm like, okay, grandpa. But, I do the same thing. I've read stuff. But after taking the class I'm in, I'm very fact checking of things online because and I'm like, I don't trust that. I'm gonna.
Here's a
look at
question.
more.
Here's a question that I think you might enjoy. How do you think climate change fits into the Bible, or how do you view it in a biblical manner?
Oh, I've never thought about that. Ooh, that's a fun one.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
I have never thought about that. No, because I've always thought of it as like, because I like science and how it applies with the Bible. Because like
Yeah.
our world is going to change, and are we helping it as much right now? Probably not. Is it as bad as the media says? Maybe not. Like, it just depends on what you read and where and when.
Yeah, you were just telling us about how the media, you no longer trust in it,
Well, okay.
at least to the same degree.
If we think about so there's this Moore's law, which is technology advances like every time it does is every 2 years, like it jumps,
Yeah.
and it's not.
Is that still true?
Yes and no. There's estimated that by 2036 it'll be obsolete, so like it won't really do anything. But I think from 2017, which is when my textbook was written, to now, looking back at the advancements in technology, crazy. Also in the media with all of that.
It's just getting less noticeable at this point.
Because
Maybe
it feels
smaller.
minuscule because
Yeah.
it's not necessarily in. I would say it's more in the digital space than it is the physical
Right.
of like what
Yeah,
they
exactly.
are.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a way to put it.
I agree.
But as an example, my first week of class, my professor talked about there was a post made by, I don't know if it was Trump or not, but it doesn't matter. He said it doesn't matter, about border control, and about 2 or 3 of the photos weren't even from our country. And he was just using it as a point of like, you can't always trust what you read, which everyone knows, but it's to the point where news stations and social media, there's news values and there's newsworthiness and all these things that they use to make it so they do get that attention. And a lot of things are money based. It's not always, because with most things there isn't just black and white with it. There's so many different things about it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't look at it the same anymore. I'm trying to explain it. How do I figure out how I can explain this? Because it's so complicated. I'm 9 chapters into this class, so it's a lot of information.
Okay.
But there's so much misinformation on top of actual information that you have to like sort through it. It's up to the person, the independent person, the consumer, to pick and choose and look at things in more detail, because if you read one article, it's not necessarily always going to be completely true. And so you have to fact check everything nowadays.
And even then, how do you know if the sources that you're fact checking with are even true?
I still keep the whole like .org, .gov, .edu more trustworthy than .com. And it kind of is I think I was taught of it as like a spectrum, like .com, .org, .edu, .gov. Because anyone can make these, where these ones are a little bit more difficult to make, especially the government ones. And the government posts recent statistics. Like one thing we've talked about is how like surveillance goes up, but we think that crime has gotten worse when statistically speaking it hasn't. It's gotten better. But there's certain things that we still focus on in media and culture that we're always going to think that it's worse.
Yeah.
Especially certain areas.
It's always going to be worse now than it was. Is that true, actually? I don't know.
Well, statistically, it's better than it has been.
I guess, yeah, just like perceivably wise.
Yeah, I think there's still cultural ideas that will stick with us because, I mean, we were talking about this the other day, how our generation at our age feels very... Did you say trapped? Or no, very focused on self, and we get told not to be. But my professor who's older was talking about how, like, when he was our age, he was the same way. When our grandparents were our age, they were the same way.
Yeah.
It's a part of life, but with media, it makes it harder to think of it that way because it's very focused on us as a generation.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever make content that goes against that?
I think there is. I like to watch YouTube videos, but I usually stick with the space. Well, I watch your stuff because I know you.
My stuff?
But yes, I have. But I like to watch people who are other filmmakers and creatives, but they don't do it as they do a more storytelling aspect than anything else. It's like short films and stories about their life and their experience in the world, not like Mr. Beast's videos.
Yeah, right.
Very different part of YouTube
Two
that
different types of content.
I feel is very not looked at by the mass, but I mean, there's still this decent number of people who watch those videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at them for inspiration too. Like, oh, they used this technique, I'll use that too. Oh, what's the one guy's name? I don't remember where he lives, but he's not in the U.S. And he's an incredible filmmaker, and he's an artist, but he does filmmaking on the side, and he films himself. And he talked about how he had the camera or the light on a C-stand and used a skateboard to push it forward.
Oh, cool.
And like his dad helps him all the time. Oh, I forget what his name is, but it's so cool to see. Because that's what filmmaking to me should be. It's less of this like money grab part that I feel like we're in with remakes and everything, but the creativity and originality of things. Well, like I heard today.
I need a paycheck.
No, that's
Make
fair.
some World Box videos.
Those ones are fun though. But I mean, like, they're apparently gonna remake American Psycho, and I'm like,
Oh, really?
why are we doing so many remakes? Why are we doing so many sequels? Well,
Yeah.
I know now how it works. So I know why they're doing it.
Oh, spill the tea.
Well, 'cause they have to get investors up front if it's not with the studio and like get big names and all this. It's all about a lot of it's about money. I wouldn't say all of it's about money, but they try to do something they know will make the money back. So sequels make sense. A lot of them have done well. So like, yeah, let's do it. I think for Warner, because they talked to a guy who used to work there, they saw like a 20% increase with the Harry Potter movies. Like those did awesome. But there's some that have failed sequels. Like they're like, oh, this will do well. No. But then remakes are doing the same thing. Like, where's the originality? There's an original film, at least as far as I know, with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield that's coming out. I think either has last Friday or this Friday. And I'm so excited for it. Like, it looks so good. It's new. It's not, I mean, not every film all of it follows the same idea. But
Yeah, it's the hero's
it's
journey, right?
something along that line, yeah. But it's just, I'm so tired of all the remakes and sequels. Like, we don't need, or like live action over animation.
Yeah.
Just give me something original. Like, it's so bad.
What? So, I don't know. Like, how difficult is it to make an original idea? How many original ideas can we even come up with?
The problem with it is money.
Yeah, it's
Because
all
it's
money.
expensive. And you have to get people to invest in it.
Yeah, you gotta.
I think from what I have been taught and what I have observed, it's mostly about money because you need money to make a film. Well, to a point.
Do you have a dream film you want to make?
Not really of my own. I have a couple scripts. I have a short film script that I would love to make into a feature, and then I'm working on an act 1 for a class that I would make, but it's not like a passion project. It's just something for class, and it's a fun script. Like, I would finish it and sell it if I could.
Yeah, cool. I've always wanted to make like a big long animated series. I've always thought that'd be super cool. I've dabbled in it in my free time.
Yeah.
It'd be really
I
cool.
have seen the one you were messing with.
Oh yeah, the animation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to start that back up a little bit. You know my Padverse series? That's what I call it.
I think you showed it to me and a few others where you basically made the intro and
Yeah, that was Astral Wars, which was gonna kind of like go into it. I guess it was gonna pave the road towards the next season. I call them seasons. I've done 4 seasons of Padverse. I want to do the 5th now. So basically, it's like where World Box is all about just a little sandbox game where you put in little people, they do their thing.
Yeah.
Basically, I just make it so then the AI doesn't do as much, but rather the people watching are able to attach themselves to one of the nations and decide what that nation does. It's kind of the whole idea.
Okay.
And then I just want to animate it and make the world feel more alive and more emotionally grabbing.
They're more invested in it.
So then they're more
and they have
invested,
more.
and it's more fun that way anyway. Yeah, I don't have an agenda or anything I'm pushing, so it's just to make it more fun, so then they come back for more,
It's just pure entertainment. It's storytelling. It's pure entertainment. Like,
the best storytelling too is just people politically struggling. It's awesome.
I have so much stuff. Storytelling is my favorite thing on this planet because it's our past, present, and future. Like, it's so important and we don't think about it.
Do you have a favorite story?
I mean, obviously a favorite is the Bible story, but like
So true, so true. Amen.
You gotta be more specific because I'm thinking fiction, nonfiction. Like, there's so much stuff.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
There's so much.
Like, what's a fun one? I don't know.
Mm.
I know, like, one comes to my mind is probably the Hershey Squirt story from my Vietnam trip, but that's just the, that's just because
I've heard that story.
I told Jeremy it this morning, so that's why it's fresh on my mind.
I've heard that one.
I
That's
think
a
a lot of people
fun
have,
one.
unfortunately.
But it sounded like it sucked, though.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those things in the moment, it sucks, but then afterwards, like, that was pretty funny.
Like, on the way back, I had to go again. I went probably about 4 rounds in the toilet, 3 of which were at the hotel, though, so it was fine. It was just on the way to the hotel, from coming off the mountain from the first round. I was holding it for my dear life, and I sat in the middle, smashing between Marcus and Riley.
Yeah.
And the entire time,
The two
I was in agony, but it was funny because they were probably more uncomfortable than I was. Because they're next to me and I'm making it known. Like, our thighs are touching, like we're on each other. And I'm making them know that I'm about to explode. They're like, please don't.
Because it was all dudes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a full-on dude trip. It was awesome. I'm going to be sharing about my my trip 2 weeks from now, Chi Alpha. We're doing some sort of missions trip,
Did they ask
sharing.
Did they ask facilitators to share?
They asked me, Carl, and Peter.
Aww.
So Carl's not a facilitator.
No, I would have loved to share, but that's okay.
You could always ask Derek.
I already picked Peter. I don't know. I'm gonna let him have that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's okay. No, Indonesia was a lot of fun. That's definitely something. Like, I never expected to experience it the way it was.
I think we only have 5 minutes to share, which really is not that long. That's not that long at all.
That's how long senior sharing is too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would be way longer.
Mm-mm.
The times that I've heard senior sharing, I think all of them have gone longer than 5 minutes.
I have an idea for mine, but I don't want to share it with anybody other than staff, so it's a surprise for everyone.
Okay, cool, yeah.
But I mean, if people think long and hard, they probably could figure it out.
I won't. Oh, you're gonna make a film.
Probably. I want to.
I thought long and hard.
Yeah, I'm like, if people think about who I am and
Yeah.
what I do, they'll figure it out pretty easily.
A film about you
But-
dirt biking out in the woods. No? Okay, I'm way off.
No, I'm someone who likes to capture video and fit photos of, and like live photos of everything that's going on around me. Do I get told that, like, some people's personal opinions, it ruins the moment and, like, I don't want to redo it just so you can get a video? I'm like, well, this is a beautiful moment. That cracked me up. Like, last night, two of the guys, one of them had really slippery shoes. The person looked like they were going to fall over. And he was being pulled on his shoes. He had no traction at all.
That's
I have a
awesome.
video of it. It was really funny.
Cool.
But it's the smallest things are the best moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so good.
What would you have told your younger self about college, or just about, I guess, anything?
I always knew that it would be. My mom and I talked about this for years because I didn't like most of high school. I kind of hated high school, as most people do. Parts of it I liked, like the people in it, but the rest of it I was tired of.
Yeah, that Josiah guy, he just got under my skin. It was couldn't handle him. Push my buttons.
You and Jeremiah were probably the two that didn't bring drama to my life. Let's be honest.
All right, cool. That's
There's drama with other people, but that happens.
Jeremiah. I don't know if I've ever told you. It was really funny. Jeremiah and I were laughing. This was when I was in Chi Alpha, so probably not even a year ago now. But it was like the first time visiting home, probably. I was telling Jeremiah about, dude, Mattea's there. And he's like, no way, really? And then he was telling me how he has always wanted to, he remembered a moment where he got mad at you, and it was really funny because he was expressing how he was like, basically he was like going through it. I don't remember. He was looking down, you'd be able to tell.
Yeah.
He was going through something, and you walked up to him, and you just asked him if he was okay.
Yeah.
And then he remembers, like, getting mad about that. Like, yeah, I'm okay. He remembers feeling, for some reason.
I don't even
And then
Yeah.
so Jeremiah and I were hollering because it's like Mattea was just trying to be a good friend and you were over there getting angry. So funny.
Oh, I think because I don't remember like the exact moment, but I'm assuming because it's what I would do now. It's just kind of like okay and walk away because I'm like I probably could have read the situation and been like, yeah, we're not gonna push that.
Yeah.
But I was like because I'm someone who's like you seem off, and sometimes I'm wrong, but sometimes I'm like I'm gonna leave you alone now, knowing that you're not okay. I'm just gonna pray for you, but I will leave you alone.
I wish Jeremiah was here to tell the story. He did it in such a funny way.
I have no recollection of this.
Yeah, I mean me neither. I don't even know if I was there, but yeah, it's we were both laughing really hard at that because
The idea of him mad at me just was kind of funny.
it's like why
Like,
Jeremiah was like she was literally helping me out and I just
well,
couldn't handle it.
As soon as you said it, my brain went, what did I do wrong? And I was like, I can't think of anything. I was like, I'm trying to think, but I can't. No, that makes sense. I am sometimes overbearing, though. So I'm always like, if you can tell me to go away. Like, I will go away.
Well, yeah, sorry for not giving you more drama to handle.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always, I'm going to be honest, a lot of the drama I experience are with other women. And I don't get it.
How crazy was the cross-country team for drama?
I don't think I want to talk about that on here.
Okay.
But there, yeah.
I have no idea. The guys were pretty chill. At least that from what I'm aware of. I was very drama-free all the way throughout high school. I didn't talk about things with other people.
I try to be there for people and be honest with people when they ask me things, but then apparently I still involve other women and I get talked to.
Yeah, you just got to keep names out of it. That's the move.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That I've learned, and I have stopped talking about people, and I sometimes will be like, let's not talk about that. Even if I'm struggling with something, there was something that happened that I'm still learning how to trust myself again because it really hurt when I got talked to.
Yeah.
But
There's times where I've needed to talk to somebody about somebody else and I've just not used their name kind of thing.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Or even I can use a situation that mimics it, but it's not the same situation. So a different name and a different situation that still gets, I mean, you really got to come up with that. That's got to be quite the specific situation, but it works. I don't know. Just sometimes you want to be, you need another mind. You need some extra wisdom, but you don't want to gossip.
And that's what I'm struggling with is because after me just being honest and it leading to other things and people's behaviors that I couldn't control, I felt like I couldn't tell anybody anything anymore.
Yeah.
And so that was really hard, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And I had to change boundaries with people and just in general, and had to figure out for myself what was best.
Yeah, there's a weird balance there for sure. Yeah, you got to figure it out, especially with who you can trust and all that. I'm probably way too trusting. It hasn't backfired yet, from what I'm aware of.
As someone it slightly has in some cases and others not. I've been told I'm a very open person, but there's times I'm like, I'm not like what you think. There's things I'll talk about and things that you will not know.
Isn't that interesting how everybody has their own, like, nobody actually knows you. It's just everybody has a perception of who you are in their own head.
Like, I think about that sometimes with my parents. I'm like, I got talking about this thing. They have no context for that thing.
Yeah, right.
No context. So when I say this out of the blue, they're like, what? I'm like, I don't think that sounds like you. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, they didn't know this, and this happened. Or I thought of this, and this.
Yeah.
That probably would be helpful. So I go to them, but I have limited what I do just because I'm like, they aren't in my world currently. So they can help, but not as much as other people, like older people around me can.
Isn't that weird? Since we moved out now, it's like we have separated from that world with our parents, and they just don't know. They don't know everything now. I'm excited to update my mama. I want to keep her up to date as much as possible, and I definitely haven't done that. I need to.
I haven't done with mine either. What?
Ma, I wiped all the way up and down and cleaned myself real good. You weren't there to double check, but I made sure.
Took a shower this week. It was good.
I took a shower this week.
I folded one shirt. That's improvement from last week.
I did my laundry. I feel like that's a big one for a lot of people.
I need to do my laundry now.
I hate doing
time for
laundry.
It's pretty chill. You know what I don't mind doing is the dishes.
I hate. When I get married, I'm gonna be like, I will make food, I will empty the dishwasher, but I do not want to fill it. I hate touching food like that. I cannot stand it.
Man, I get my hand all up in that. Doesn't matter if it's my plate or not. I'm
Mm-mm.
scrubbing till it's gone.
I wear gloves. I wear reusable gloves in my kitchen because I can't. Dude,
Yeah.
I hate doing dishes.
Do you have a sponge?
Yes.
Oh, I
It's-
guess it still gets on your hand a little bit. Are you
I
germaphobe?
No, not really. My mom isn't, but she's very much a neat freak, so I grew up with that. And a lot of my habits outdoors used to be like, I don't want to get dirty. But after a while, it's like, we just went off-roading. I'm covered head to toe in dust and have been slapped by branches. I think I'm good now.
Yeah, you're big chillin'. It's fine.
And I've walked barefoot enough now that I'm like, oh, my feet aren't as sensitive.
I like walking barefoot.
But when it comes to food, I can't sometimes.
Ever since I've eaten that habanero and almost died, I mean, I guess I didn't almost die. That's a huge exaggeration, but it was a miserable 30 minutes. It was right before I went to Vietnam, thankfully.
Yeah.
There was a lot of peppers there.
Was that mini retreat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about
With all
this.
the habaneros. I
'Cause
grabbed
it
the
was-
smallest one. Ben
it was
brought a whole
you,
pack
Ben,
of them.
and Asher, right?
There was a few of us.
I
He
know,
brought
'cause
like 8 peppers.
You were the 3 that I knew about because I
Okay,
knew
yeah.
you 3. The rest of them was like, I don't remember.
I just couldn't believe how fast it was. I bit into it and immediately started crying. It was
Really?
Well, before then, the hottest thing I've ever had before then was probably just a jalapeno. Like it was. There's no comparison. In my ignorance and rather arrogance, I grabbed the smallest one, being like, "Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I want this to be painful." It was awful. It was heinous. Would I do it again though? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's some things that once you experience it and you're like, oh, that was bad. Then again, you're like, I'd do that again.
I would do it again for sure. I want to have a hotter one, with specific people though. That'd be fun.
I don't do it. I can't.
Well, what's the hottest thing you've ever had?
There was stuff in Indonesia I had that was probably hotter than anything I'd ever have here.
You think there'll be spice in heaven? No, because it's supposed to be pain, right?
Okay, but
It's pain.
spice.
It's your pain receptors going off, something like that. Is it? I'm so profound. There'll be food, all right. I think it talks about feasts. The way my cousin and I were talking about that actually, I think there
Fair.
would be. I see no reason why there wouldn't be. I don't know.
Well,
I've pondered this with my thinking cap on with my brothers and cousin. If you mind letting me share my thoughts.
Go for it.
Basically, it's like there may still be like hunger in heaven, but there won't be any starvation, if that makes sense. He's gonna give
Yeah.
us a new body, which means that we might still need food. It's just that there will always be food.
I try to think of it as how the garden was before the fall.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's still written in poetic form, like part of creation is still written in poetic form, but like how it's described is what I would think of heaven being like. Because it was before we knew what God knows.
I think he's done all this on purpose. Like I think in heaven we will have the knowledge of what evil was. Paul and I last night were up late talking, having a little cool deep talk.
Paul? Like,
Not the apostle.
no, like blonde
yeah.
hair.
Blonde hair, Paul.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
He was talking. He showed me a little video, and it was a guy questioning how a third of the angels could have fallen, and it was like he came to the conclusion that when you are glorifying God through duty
Mhm.
and through obligation, you are one step away from folly. You're one step away from sin, pretty much, or rather.
Because your heart posture isn't there.
Right, it's not your heart posture. So basically what he said is how we are enduring evil so then we may have joy in the presence of God. Us worshiping God is not an obligation, but rather a joy of ours.
It's an invitation.
It's an invitation. It's something that we could find happiness in, right? We want to
Mhm.
do it because we find joy in it rather than because we have to, which means that it won't be something that we will want to, I guess, separate ourselves from, for the
Mhm.
lack of a better way of saying it. Instead, we can, even through eternity, knowing what we have gone through and what he has saved us from, we can be happy and have joy.
Asher's
cool.
theory, like, was it Alex, you and Asher that were talking, and Anna? It was a lot of people on Sunday talking about like the slow decay of, like they were talking about the age limit.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, all of you were talking. I was thinking about, because I think of it as this huge timeline, and just slowly I feel like it decays more, but it like makes us, we need God more, kind of thing. Like, If we think back, like there's been things that have been introduced in the world that we didn't have before, like the COVID strand wasn't
Yeah.
really a thing before, as like that specific one. But it's crazy to think that there were times when things that don't kill us now killed us then. How like more stuff gets introduced.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to like explain it,
I
but
don't either.
it makes sense to me. And it's just crazy to think about.
I mean, like the bubonic plague is not still a problem that I'm aware of.
Some of the plagues would be a problem if there was a huge outbreak, which makes sense. Like,
And without certain vaccinations, like leprosy and stuff would still be a thing, right? Or was that more just a cure? I don't know how that works. It's gonna be cold.
I will say my butt is cold right now.
if we're cold, we could just call it. 50
Yeah.
minutes is gonna be the shortest episode, but it was a solid. That was good. That was fun.
We're out here doing this. Like, it's not gonna be typical.
Yeah.
You know, my
Bro's
first,
so
my
strong.
first,
Ah.
my first finger is going. Feel how cold my hands are.
My hands are warm.
You have gloves on. You can't feel these, but
I felt them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, that's
I
cold.
can't feel anything.
All right. Well, I guess we'll close up.
That's normal though. But yeah, my fingers
I
are
guess
starting
we'll
to
wait
numb.
for everything to settle back down. Then we'll end.
In the meantime,
In the meantime,
oh,
Oh.
we're good. We're good.
we dropped. I think that mic has been dropped twice, but never in the dirt. I hope never in the dirt.
It would be fine.
What?
I'm not saying I'm going to, but it would be okay.
Oh, it would be fine.
The number of things that I have as a
Yeah.
student seen, this would be fine.
It's just that's like the college's equipment, you know.
No, yeah, but like, how do I explain it? We pay for it still. If it breaks, we pay for it. Like, it's no question.
Dang, really?
Yeah, no, it's not a like, oh, that's okay. Well, some stuff depends on how old it is. But I broke cable, I had to pay for it.
Oh wow.
So I
Cool.
promise you,
I guess.
yeah, we have to sign things.
Does your tuition not pay for it all?
Oh, it does. But when you break something, you gotta fix it,
Shoot. Yeah. Right. That's like very adult of the college.
and you get
I
like
guess.
3 strikes.
I feel like if I was paying tuition, I'd be
We
like,
have-
yeah, right.
We have like our equipment stash is
Huge.
yeah. We have a red. Come on, camera.
Oh, I think I've
We
heard
have-
of that weirdly.
We
enough.
have a red Yeah, it's not like the highest model, but we have one. We have 3 or 4 Black Magics. We have a bunch of GH6s, a lot of different camcorders.
Who's buying all this?
The university.
Oh wow.
I think that this program will be really good as more years go by, because it's only been here since 2018, so it's still growing.
Oh wow.
They're
okay.
just now trying to get a Masters of Media set up. I
Yeah,
don't know what it's
They're
called
pouring money
specifically.
into it for sure. Then.
Yeah, we just got time code slates, which is really cool.
How long's the auditorium place been there? Isn't that where it all happens?
The RTV building?
Is that what it's called? I
It's
don't know.
behind admin.
Where's admin?
You know what?
I'm thinking it's over like past Wallace.
Are you talking about the Hartung Theater?
Yeah, that's
We don't use that.
that's a different thing
That's
completely.
theater.
Yeah,
Oh,
not like a movie theater.
yeah. I know what you're saying. That's a play.
But I will
yeah.
say my professor is really trying to push that the music composition students, and hopefully theater, because they have a lot of props.
Mm.
And it's not like we're throwing stuff around. We're just not doing it on a stage
Mhm.
with what they're doing. And so she's trying to build a relationship so we can all do things together.
Well, cool. We're all freezing to death, so we're
Yeah.
gonna call it here. I think.
It's my finger. Oh, it still
Um,
has some blood flow in it.
Beautiful sunset. Maybe we can flip the camera around right before we turn it off to show everybody. Mattea, this was fun.
Hopefully, at one point next year,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I'm glad our paths crossed again before you graduate.
You do see me like 2 times a
I
week.
guess I'm glad our paths crossed. What am I saying? Crossed.
You mean the fact that I
Just
was
the
like,
fact that we're like
I-
both in Chi Alpha.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
cool.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. Before you move on to your next chapter of life.
I mean, it could be back down here, but we'll see. I don't know.
I have no idea where I'm gonna be. All I know is I think I'm gonna be here for the next little bit. So, at least that's the current idea. We'll see. We'll see where God takes me.
Yeah.
Any final words before death do us part?
Oh, this is quite a few years till death comes to grab us. Hopefully.
We'll see. We got the drive down.
I think we'll be fine.
I'm ready to go.
Okay,
40 down the mountain like I usually do.
Okay.
let's. I'm good.
That's your words? Cut.
What's up, guys?
Subscribe. Thanks for watching that episode. I hope you really enjoyed. I know we had a fun time making it. Please, if you really want to, support us on Patreon.
We need money. You guys can find us on all the podcast platforms, hopefully. By this point.
You will.
You will.
You will.
So Spotify, Apple.
All of them.
You know, I guess YouTube, but not really.
And YouTube.
So find us there. Enjoy it. And if you don't, I will find you.
He found me.
Yeah. Amen.
Save me.
All right.
I think that's kind of it.
Shit. Okay.
All right. Off to Denny's.
That's a damn good. Yeah.
I've learned I'm pretty decent with names.
There's cookies. Mine?
Shame on. I bet you actually know how to use these.
I do.
Yeah. Well, we don't. So step off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going for doesn't know what the fuck we're doing look. Honestly, though,
I also feel
I think
like
we're pretty good at what we do.
we're pretty good at what we do.
Yeah.
Shut up, Joe. This being in front of you is actually a crazy play. I never thought about that in my life.
Just smacking me with the
Amen.
Sorry.
Do you know how many times I've been hit by equipment? I'm by myself
Goes to
doing
the
it?
store and buys one cookie.
Me not
It's
moving?
just too low.
Yeah, no, I will. It's going to be up. But she's also pretty stuck as it is. in the
Yeah.
chair.
I feel very, not trapped, but cozy, I guess.
Joe, what have we been doing? That's like so much better. There's Velcro in here. Like, that sucked. Learning that?
Because you already ordered some, right?
Huh?
Do you have a plumbus?
A what?
We should hit record.
It is recording.
Oh,
Sweet.
huh.
I'm just eating a cookie.
You wanna-
What I usually do is stick the one
Is
of
that
the
good in the camera?
V's.
I'll look, but it's better for her.
This is just what I'm used to doing.
We just learn sometimes, you know?
It was like, it's a perfect crevice. Well, because when I moved the chair,
you,
that's where I
Daddy.
moved
You're
it.
welcome, Nino.
Mm.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Fucking.
It's kind of in my hand, but that's okay. Look at this. Yeah, there's no echo in here. Out here. Echo!
Okay, that will echo.
Yeah. Ugh. Cool.
You want this in the middle?
Yeah, sure.
What? Why?
Just in case a bear comes.
looks awesome.
In case a bear comes, we need it. Wow, that's a beautiful sunset. You can see all the chemtrails going through, though. That sucks. Yeah, show the view, dude. Ugh. Just wild. I'm just over here groaning.
I'll have time to make spaghetti. My butt is cold.